All right, just an average citizen here, just trying to process with you what I'm thinking and noticing about the craziness of today's times. So, I don't know if you've heard any of the discussions about, I don't know, immigration or ICE. It seems to be pretty prevalent right now. And right now, I'm thinking, what in the world are we doing? We're spending so much of our time and energy discussing things and processing things on social media in a way that has absolutely zero effect with really making change. And so many of us want to make change. We're passionate about change, but we often are acting like Michael Scott in The Office declaring bankruptcy.
I declare bankruptcy!
We're not doing anything. We're just saying it and it makes us feel good. And then that leads us to not doing anything, which is part of the goal. Getting us to do nothing but talk as if we care about it is really what's most destructive in our nation right now. And I can't change the nation. I really can't change a lot in my state, but I can change what goes on in the local level. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just an average citizen trying to figure out what it looks like to actually make an impact and have my voice be heard on issues that matter here where I live and breathe. So I'm just trying to share some ideas with you along the way of things that are easy tips and tricks to make your voice matter where it counts, where you're not going around declaring bankruptcy every time you turn around and actually affecting no change whatsoever. For example, I have been frustrated about the whole budgeting process with our city, not knowing really where a citizen has say or input. And so I attended the meetings, I attended the workshops. I even said, what the heck is going on? I don't even know. You're not telling me. And then saying, we need to lower taxes, only to find out that they'd already decided everything. And my input was totally irrelevant because it was at the end of the process. And so as I've been reading city documents and trying to understand things, I found the key timing. The timing is now. Most municipalities are probably trying to prepare a budget for their fiscal year that starts in October. They don't just come out and tell you their budget. They work behind the scenes to figure out what they're wanting to do. And so our city has a workshop for our budget workshop, I think is what it's called, our budget retreat, where they spend all day talking about things that are priorities for the city council to address so that they can work it in the budget. Well, guess who should be establishing those priorities? It's the citizens. It's the citizens who elected those officials should be giving their input. And so that's what I've been encouraging people to do here in my city of Abilene, Texas, is just to say, hey, listen, email the city council and say, I have some priorities. These are my top 3. Or I've never even thought about priorities, but here's one that really matters to me. Or I don't even know how to figure out what my priorities are because I don't even know where to look up the information. It doesn't matter what level we know or understand, it's that we're participating. And this is the time where we in Abilene can actually have an impact and having our voices heard on what we want for them to prioritize in the budget process. And so when they discuss things coming this Thursday, they'll have some citizen input. And I hope they'll have several citizens inputting what they think is a priority rather than just complaining about it on social media or declaring bankruptcy wherever they go, because that's not going to make a change. It's knowing where to put pressure on elected officials to do the things we need to do. And it's not going to change overnight, but we've got to start somewhere. So I'm really excited to see how we can make an impact, at least here in my city of Abilene, Texas, as just average citizens trying to engage in the process that we've long since forgotten that we were supposed to be a part of. So let me know, is that how it works in your city? Are you a part of the Abilene community where you didn't even know that January is the time, or I guess it's now February, is the time to start giving your input on budget priorities? Do you even know when they decide the budget, when they decide whether or not they're going to raise the tax rates or lower them? Do you even know when the fiscal budget starts in your area? I hope it all starts in October like it does here in ours. But that means they're going to have everything resolved by July so that they can get it passed, look at the new property appraisals and how it's going to affect the revenue of what's coming in through the ad valorem tax and other things like that. So make sure you email your council. If you're in Abilene, all you have to do is email council@abilenetexas.gov and just let them know, here's my priority, here's 3 of them. I don't even know what I'm doing, and it frustrates me. So will you please help make that easier for me as a citizen? And I'm sure you could email your council if you don't live in Abilene, because anytime you communicate with your council members, it's a good day for citizens, because that's what we're supposed to do, because they serve us, especially here in Texas, not the other way around. So let's make sure we're doing our part to be just average citizens and stop declaring bankruptcy. Let's actually use our voices to affect change in a real way.